It's the NFL on EA Sports, and if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Cleveland Browns and the Jacksonville Jaguars on Monday night.
The 7th stadium and 4th country to become part of the NFL's International Series, Brock, as we're here in Sao Paulo, Brazil at Arena Corinthians. Hi there, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us. You picked a fun one to tune into. I'm Kate Scott, joined by former NFL quarterback Brock Huard. And we've got two quarterbacks here, Brock, who are known for playing a very exciting brand of football. Not just throwing the rock, but taking it themselves, too.
Yep, these are two of the guys who really epitomize the direction that this position's going in the modern NFL.
Yep.
Pocket passers, they'll have their place. They always will. But a lot of teams look to somebody like this as a default. A great passer, but someone who can also mix in plenty of rushing yards and keep that defense honest.
Justin Hopkins out, ready to send this away. And away we go, here in Sao Paulo. Here's Parker Washington with the return. He stopped on the return at the 27. So here are the Jaguars, taking over for the first time on offense. And bringing them out to former #1 overall pick out of Clemson in 2021, Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence has had a remarkable career. Over 50 starts in high school and a winner all the way along. National champion and 3-year starter at Clemson, and really a starter from day one after the first pick in the draft in Jacksonville. The key for Trevor at this level, though, is to do it season in and season out. That's what the greats before him have done. The Bradys, the Mannings, the #1 picks of the past. If you want to become a great and you want to take your game to another level, you got to do it year in and year out.
Tough one to retain through that hit. So it's second down coming up. Part of what's earned him status, Brock, is one of the league's better tight ends. Are those hands, right? His dependable hands. So shouts to the defense there because he wasn't able to hang on that time.
Kate, it's one thing for these defenders to separate a receiver from the ball, but to do so on a stud tight end, that's big time.
His push straight ahead, and that's maybe a yard at most. Hauled to the ground by Jordan Hicks. Only a yard for him that time, so now 3rd and 9.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
ETN on the catch. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They managed 22 on the rip and a first down.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
First and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Kirk comes in motion right. Here's ETN on first down. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Offense to the line for second down. ETN again. And they'll bring him down after a pretty short gain. It's only a gain of 1. Back-to-back misfires on the ground, and they're facing 3rd and long.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
Throwing is Lawrence on 3rd down. He's on the move. Breaks the tackle, green grass ahead. That's going to pick up the first down after a gain of 26.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
Quite the opening drive they put together, partner. New set of downs all the way down to the 25. They motion the tight end over. First down throw, Lawrence. Pass brought in by Parker Washington. And they're going to take this in for the Jacksonville touchdown. The Jaguars finish up an excellent opening series. Well, you couldn't ask for a better start to a game than that. The offense taking it all the way down the field and finishing with 6.
These opening drives, Kate, are such tone setters. It is why every offense loves to script their first 15 plays, right? Everybody knows what's coming. Allows you during the practice week to get into rhythm, but even better when you're that sharp, that crisp, and you finish off and get the early lead.
Cam Little to try the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Jaguars will jump out to a 7-0 lead. All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. He fields it from the 8. Good looking return here, and he's got room. And a good return here as he gets it out past the 35. So here are the Browns now, headed out for their first drive. They'll be led out by the former first-rounder back in 2017, Deshaun Watson.
After winning the national title at Clemson and early success at Houston, there's no question that Deshaun's career has been slowed by some injuries and other challenges. But when he is on the field, at every level he's ever played, he's just got a calm. And that calm comes with the trusting of talent that he has in himself. He knows how to run. He knows how to throw. And when he's available, he's still a difference maker.
Here's Jerome Ford for the first time this game. It goes as a gain of 19 yards. And that gives the Browns a first.
Now, don't think for a second they're going to slow down the tempo. Defense on their heels. And right now is the best chance to go push that envelope and get aggressive.
One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. Now the first carry for Nick Chubb. And he'll advance this down to the 38-yard line. Call it 7 yards, and now they'll have second down and 3.
Okay, this is why coaches across all levels of football harp on the importance of good, fundamental tackling, not just to hear themselves talk. It's to make sure that when one of their guys has a chance to bring down a running back, they're able to do it and keep those plays from going any further.
Oh, they're going option to the left side on second. And he gets it forward to still about a yard out of that. Stopped by Foye Oluoku. Call it no gain, maybe one at best on that play. That leaves him with 3rd and 2.
It may not show up as much on the old stat sheet, just a short little QB run, but what that does, Kate, is so important. Keeps that defense honest, and in particular, those defensive linemen, those cleats in the ground, they're not just coming after you in the pocket. Now they've got to think about you as a runner as well.
And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of the defense.
First down, and they go right back to him. And they bring him down, but there's a flag on the field.
Holding offense.
So now, partner, got to reevaluate what to do on this next snap because the holding call pushes him back quite a ways. This time it's a passing play. That's complete, David Njoku. And he runs this to the 25 before being brought down.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. They hit a curl route of that length. It takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Here's Chubb up the middle. He'll cobble together a yard there. Devin Lloyd on the tackle. They manage a single yard that time. They're going to have to solve 3rd down and 4. That's the end of our first quarter. 3 more to go still on Monday night. Neither side separating much so far. Back in a moment with more of the NFL on EA Sports. We're ready now for the second quarter. Browns in control of it. They've been moving it well, but face a 3rd down here. Complete beyond the marker. And they bring him down at the 18-yard line. He gets 6 on that play. And that's good for a Cleveland first down.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
Shotgun snap, a give to Ford. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. They give inside to Chung. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. Give him 6 yards on the run, so it's going to be 3rd and 5.
You make that call to just give yourself a fighting chance on 3rd down, Kate. Take at least a little bite out of the big meal between them and the first down marker. And that should make this upcoming call a little less daunting.
3rd and short, it's Watson. Escapes the... This time they're going to get there, and they drop it. And the defense comes through, and that's going to back them up and bring up 4th down.
All right, first sack on the board on the first drive as a defense, and now we let the chess match begin. The adjustments begin, because we know pressure leads to sacks, and sacks in this league often leads to wins.
So the Browns are going to kick the field goal on 4th down. Dustin Hopkins on for the attempt. From the same spot as an extra point here, 32 yards. Carlson's kick is good. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
That's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team is out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. Devin Duvernay to return it. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. 2nd drive coming up for the Jacksonville offense. And so far, they've executed exactly how they drew it up, Brock. Early lead, no points allowed, and a chance now to seize control of the game on their 2nd possession.
And, Kate, generally, offenses love to script their first 10 to 15 plays. Well, this entire game script is playing out just the way they want to.
Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Here's ETN to begin the drive. And he found some running room for a nice gain. It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to have 2nd and 2 next.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. They go right back to ETN. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
3rd down, 1 yard to go. Now Lawrence. He'll get this to ETN. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
A 3-yard loss on the play. It's 4th down.
So we're at the 2-minute warning here from Brazil. The Jaguars pushing for a score before the break. On 4th down, it's Logan Cook on for the Jaguars to punt it away. Kick is away, and this one might bring rain. Wow, what a kick. And there was nobody down there to get it. Punt hit at the 7, but continues on into the end zone for a touchback. Second drive coming up for this Cleveland offense. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. He's going to push one deep down the right. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Jerry Jeudy, the intended receiver. And it sets up 2nd down.
Defender's not going to be thrilled the catch was almost made on his watch, but more importantly, he breaks it up. Gives him a chance to do a little jawing after the play. Lets the other guy know he roughed him up and cost him that catch.
Jerry Jeudy with the grab. And he's able to get across the 25 before stepping out. Third and 4 coming up now. Here's Watson. Got a man. It's Njoku. And he's tackled for a short gain. The Jaguars are going to call their first time out, as they'll get together and discuss with 4th down coming up. The Browns are lining up to punt. Out to return this for the Jaguars, Devin Duvernay. He sends this away, and oh, this is going to be a field flipper. And he's going to get a modest amount on that return before he ends up out of bounds. That's going to be a highlight there, a 68-yard punt. And it'll be Jaguars football. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Lawrence working from the gun. It's taken in by Washington. And he'll go down after pushing this up to the 29.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. In the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
From the shotgun, Lawrence. He's on the move. He's running with it. And he wisely avoids contact, sliding down there, and that play good enough for a 1st. How about 29 yards on that play, partner, as they get the chains reset?
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide at practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play, and denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Out of the gun, Lawrence. Gets this one into the hands of Christian Kirk. And he's taken down at the 30. A timeout taken by Jacksonville. It's 2nd. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. First and 10 now from the 30. Here's Lawrence to throw. That's taken in by Etienne. And they can't bring him down until he gets into that red zone at the 19. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that'll be good for a Jacksonville 1st down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only one. Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
The throw finds Evan Ingram. And he's brought down a little short. No, actually they do give him the 10-yard line. Cam Little now to try the Jags field goal. A very short kick here from the right hash. The kick by Shudak is good. And add 3 to their lead as it extends to 7. We're at halftime here on Monday night. Now it's time we checked in around the league. Here's Jonathan Coachman with the EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Kate, thanks very much. And welcome in everyone to our EA Sports Halftime Reports. The Jags were treated to a strong first half from their franchise quarterback, Trevor Lawrence. He has a touchdown pass, and that amounted to the only touchdown of the game for either team thus far. These two teams heading out of the tunnel, and we're ready to get back to it. For the call of the second half, here is the great Kate T. Scott. Kate?
All right, thank you, Coach, and we are back and about set to begin the second half. The party's still going for 2 more quarters, football fans. We're back underway from Brazil. This one's fielded at the 40-yard line. This return makes it up to the 25. The Browns have the football first to start the third, and here comes their offense. And their defense sure has kept this game close. Now it's time for them to come through, get some points for their team in this low-scoring affair. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Watson now off play action. He lobs it up, looking deep to the right side. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
Well, that was almost one of those nice chunk plays you like to see in the NFL, Kate, before he was able to recover and provide the hit and ultimately dislodge the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays down the field.
2nd down, Watson throwing again. Makes the connection, here's Jerome Ford. And that will not be enough for a 1st down.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
3rd and just 2 to go. Watson. Forced out to his right. He's running for it. And he slides down with enough to pick up that 1st. He'll move the sticks after ripping off a gain of 28.
Man, I don't ever want to be a defensive coordinator. They do so many things right to take away the pass, and then what happens? Well, you get a quarterback that lowers his head, gashes the defense with one of the biggest runs of the game. You take away the pass, but you can't stop the QB run.
1st down now, ball at the 39-yard line. From the gun, it's Ford. And he ranges forward to the 31 before they bring him down. Good rip on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 2.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
Play action, it's Watson. Throw reeled in by Njoku. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. A lot of times it's for shorter yardage. Sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
Going jumbo set on this 1st and goal. Working inside the red zone. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop it. And the pressure drives them backwards.
Knowing how our wonderful EA Sports team and director does his job, we're going to see a replay real quick here, Kate, and I want to see that moment of truth, that panic in the QB's eyes. You run that bootleg, you're out there alone, you got to make something happen, or you could take a risk like that, a huge sack for this defense.
Second and goal, back to all the way up to the 14 here. Here's Chubb, and he's brought down for a loss.
This offense may want to try and disguise their run a little bit. I don't know if it's the old lineman's stance. I don't know if it's a cadence. I don't know what it is, but after 2 straight plays going backwards, this defense is all over them.
They've held him out twice. Here we go, third and goal. To throw, here's Watson. He'll get this complete to Chubb. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
He specializes in salvaging broken plays out of the backfield, but even he couldn't get anything out of that one, Kate. That defense, they were all over it.
So the Browns are going to kick the field goal on 4th down. Dustin Hopkins on for the attempt. His first kick was good. His second look from 35 yards away. Carlson's kick is good. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
Inspiring a bunch of confidence in himself right there, Kate. Second time they brought him out for a field goal, and second time, well, he's knocked it right through. Trust is earned in a number of different ways on the field. That's the best way to gain it as a kicker.
We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. Washington now to return. He stopped on the return at the 27. Jacksonville heading out there on offense. And it has been all about these defenses so far, Brock. Even into the second half, we're still waiting for one of these offenses to take charge.
Yeah, what you're feeling, these defenses are making every yard tough, every first down tough, every series tough. And offensively, yeah, it's time to toughen up and maybe more importantly, sharpen up.
Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Lawrence throwing here. That's complete. Here's Kirk. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Now Lawrence on the play fake. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. They gain 14 on the play. And that's a Jaguar first down.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on a defense.
He's got the hook up to Ingram. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on first down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and it creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Sticking in the air with Lawrence. And he's taken down at the 30. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a first down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
1st and 10 now from the 30. Throwing it again here. Into traffic, complete. And he stopped just before he reaches the red zone at the 21. Only 1 quarter remains in our final game of the week. That's the end of the 3rd. It's Jaguars football with a slight lead. Just got to hang on to it for one final quarter. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. From the 21. That's going to be caught by Washington. And they get this down to the 10-yard line before going down. A nice pickup of 11 there, Brock, and they'll have 1st and goal to figure out.
I'm sure, Coach, the play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
They'll run. ETN. Takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. The Jaguars now lead by 10. Travis Etienne, the touchdown. Well, he found himself some space to work, and from there, all athleticism as he made his way in for 6.
You know, you run the ball down in the red zone, Kate, you're not always thinking touchdowns, right? Space is so hard to come by. But you're exactly right. His athleticism, his explosion, his speed, it puts 6 on the board for the offense.
On is Little for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Jaguars drive their lead to 11. All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. Here's a return from the 7. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Cleveland offense back out and getting set for the drive. And down double digits, Brock. Field goals like we saw on their last drive aren't going to move the needle as much as they need to. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Working from the gun, Watson. That one complete to Njoku. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
From the 34. Able to get it to Moore. And he's going to get this up close to the 40 before going out. It's a 4-yard gain, and that's going to get him across the marker and earn the 1st.
And those are the completions they rely on from their passing game.
New set of downs for him at the 38. Here's Watson, 1st and 10. It's complete to Ford. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down.
That is a textbook 1st down completion. Sets up 2nd and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
Offense up to the line fast. Sticking to the air with Watson. Throw came out right as the defense got to him. That's an incomplete pass.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Watson with a blitz coming. Chubb brings it in. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
This dude's just simply got a nose for the marker no matter how they get him the ball. Okay, hand it to him, and he sniffs out that first down. Get it to him on a screen, and it's no different. He surges ahead and keeps this drive moving.
A dose of the hurry-up offense here. Watson on 1st and 10. On the move, headed right. He takes it himself. That one hits for 30. And that gives the Browns a first.
Obviously, a defense wants to take away all the reads and prevent any kind of big throw for the first down. Fine. Well, this QB, he'll just lower his head and gash the defense with one of the biggest runs of the game.
Working quickly here. Buys time, rolling right. Now here he goes again. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4. That's a pickup of 17 yards, partner, and it makes it 1st and goal.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for QB to inspire the guys around to call his own number, carrying his teammates to a first down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. Watson to throw it. Flush down now to his left. And he has the Cleveland touchdown. The Browns now within 1 score in the 4th. Deshaun Watson with the touchdown. Great play by the QB there, Brock. The play broke down. He didn't have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, turned out to be the best call he could have made.
It is such a necessary tool in today's NFL for that QB to put right in his tool belt, Kate. You know, in my day, you could be a blacksmith, right? You could just do the job and stay in the pocket. Not anymore. You got to be an artist, and you got to be an artist that can create when things break down. And that's big time to get a touchdown out of it as well.
Rolling left, buying some time, and they get the 2-point conversion. He's in the lead, only a field goal now. Well, the comeback is proceeding according to plan, Brock. That conversion trims this to a field goal game. Now get that ball back, baby. Get it back.
And you know that special teams coach is down there telling his guys that. Don't come back to these sidelines. Don't come off this field unless you go get me the ball to give this offense yet another opportunity.
Volley set up, and it's away. Just a 3-point game now. Here's Duvernay on the return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Out now runs the Jaguars offense. They're headed down now defending not a 2-score lead, just a field goal advantage here. So wondering, Brock, is that going to affect how they approach a chance at closing this one out?
No, I don't think there's any question about it. Yeah, I think if it's a 2-score game, it's run, 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 take every second off, and punt that ball. Not now. Now you've got to get to the plays that you trust and believe in the most.
And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. An option give here to ETN. And he found some running room for a nice gain. The Browns take the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll meet and decide what to do on this 2nd down. They'll give this up the middle to ETN. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play. And the Browns bringing out some extra defensive backs. We've got dime on 3rd down. He's back to throw. Taken in by Kirk right side. And he'll get it up to the 44. Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on first down. They drop to a knee, and what little time we have left here is going to tick down.
This is situational football at its best. There's still some time left to bleed off the clock, but the really important thing here is you've got to bleed every second of that clock that you can.
Second down, probably going to see him kneel it again here. On second down, it's Etienne. And he runs this up close to midfield at about the 48. They get about 4 there, need a little more than that now on 3rd and 6.
When you don't have great success on first down, Kate, it's a little bit like a hitter in baseball falling behind in the count. And all you want to do as a hitter is get back to a fighting chance. Give yourself a better count. That play, well, it does the same here. Now a much more manageable and opportune 3rd down situation. Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
So the Jaguars come away with the win in this one. This is the type of game everyone was hoping they'd see when they entered this stadium, Brock, you and I included. A close one that went all the way down to the final whistle.
And, Kate, this is one of the bigger adjustments a college player has to make to the NFL. In college, you get a lot of blowouts. The NFL, every game you get calloused because you know more often than not they'll be like this, a one-possession game. It's not about how you start. It's all about how you finish.
And with Brock Heward and our EA Sports crew, I'm Kate Scott saying so long from this one. It's a win for the Jaguars as we say ciao from Sao Paulo.